Hey, what's going on? Happy Saturday to everybody. Just free, like a free-for-all chat tonight. Nothing planned. The end of a work day for me, and came home, got a headache, crashed. What time is it now? It's about 7:30. Slept, got up, ate a steak, baked potato, Brussels sprouts, and that was it. And I'm good. And I am just going to have I put literally half a shot of bourbon in a big glass. There's hardly anything in there, as you can see. Half a shot, maybe even less than that, just for the taste. Everything is going good. Everything is healthy, feeling good. Had 2 clients come up from Maryland today. One from the Eastern Shore. That was cool. Profitable day for me. Multiple streams of income, positive cash flow. It's a good thing. No doubt. So I thought I'd just pop on and say hi. I had this massive headache, man. I felt it like right here. It's just took a couple Advil and just laid down, drank a glass of water, woke up, and I was good. And it was probably family pressure, family issues that kind of brought it on. Probably raised my blood pressure a little bit. So definitely. But it didn't last more than a couple hours, so that was good. So I had steak, baked potato, Brussels sprouts, and it was good. It was just so perfect. Steak was real tender. I did finish it with a torch. I cooked it on the grill and then finished it with uh, like a blowtorch kind of thing. Now, that's cool. Cool way to do your steak. And then, oh, I forgot to tell you this. I'll probably make a video tomorrow for the masses to hear. I got a call from my supervisor at my part-time job. He said, "Hey, man, you are to report to work." Because on Wednesday, we shook hands. He's like, "This is it, my man." I'm like, "I don't know." I said, "I'm not totally sure this is it." I said, "I submitted my exemptions. I don't know." Ah, you got somebody from the Ukraine here. All right. I got family in Ukraine. Roots. Anyways, so I got a call from him yesterday, 2 days after he shook my hand goodbye. And he said, "Man, you've helped me so much, like in the past couple of years with so much stuff. This is the guy that I work for." And, he's going through a divorce and everything. "What's up, Jay? What's going on, Stuart?" "Stuart, I never shout you out, man. Stuart N. You're one of the original homies here. So I just want to say hello and thank you for showing up. You're always there on all the different platforms. I appreciate that." Anyways, so this dude's like going through divorce and custody and stuff. And And I've helped him out on occasion with some mental health issues, believe it or not, and some logistical kind of things. And he was like, "Thank you, man. Because the past 2 years, you really helped me out." So, and then he called me yesterday. He said, "George, now you got to realize I was planning on going to work on Monday morning and getting walked out by security and being terminated, officially terminated. Okay. I'm not quitting. I am not quitting. The plan was to be terminated and walked out. Make it official. You know, not go out in a blaze of glory or anything like that. Just, if you don't want me here, I'm here to do what I'm supposed to do. And so, long story short, he says that you need to report to work on Monday morning for your full work day. And I said, "Huh? Come again?" And he goes, I go, "Is that like what, just for the day, or is that forever?" And he goes, "I don't know how long it is." He says, he goes, "I was just told by people above me that you are to come to work on Monday morning." Now, what do you, how do you respond to things like that? All week long, I can't say that I was stressed out, but I was using a different part of my brain because I was starting to ready to reactivate a side hustle. I've already taken on 2 extra coaching clients already, like literally since last Wednesday, 2 new coaching clients, which brings me up to 12 people. And I think I'm going to add 2 more. So I was talking with Clearview about this, and I was saying, you know, did you notice my composure during this whole thing? She says, "You were like so cool, man. You did not let it get to you." And I said, I'm trying to practice what I preach here as far as like my stoicism. Because I know people that are like, "Those fuckers are going to try to like fire me," and all this kind of, people talking like that. "I'll give them a piece of my mind." I'm like, dude, that ain't the way to go about it. That ain't the way to go about it. And so you stop and reassess. You know? I remember my dad was in the Marines. What do they say? Adapt, improvise, and overcome. Something like that, right? Even Christina, I remember, was telling me that. She was in the military for 12 years. Did a couple tours in the Middle East in the sandbox. And she learned a lot about how to adapt to situations. So I had to like really, really just remain cool this week. You don't get to become, in your 60s and not remain cool. You have to remain cool. You must remain cool. John Hoover from Austin, Texas. Oh, totally. The side hustles are in full activation mode. I'm all about positive cash flow, man. I'm not going to skip a beat. Not going to skip a beat. But I will be going back to work on Monday morning. So that's cool. That's cool. I did not react. I responded. I got more coaching clients just by asking. Just by asking. I didn't even, you guys know me. I don't plead for coaching clients. I mean, I actually referred people out this week. People who like told me their story, and I said, I just don't think it's going to be a good match, but I'm going to refer you to somebody who I think you might work well with. I referred them out. And that's money I was turning away. That was money. And I just don't want to work with someone who I don't feel like I'm a good match. I want people, in 3 months to a year to literally be unstuck and have a new outlook on life. So, yeah. So we got the new clients just came in. New clients just came in. That's awesome. A couple other things are working in my favor. I feel real good about that. And then made a video that I'm going to be putting out tomorrow, just about the salon and where I cut hair part-time a couple days a week. So that was just to introduce you to like what I do a couple times a week. Kind of interesting. Now, if you spend your life knee-jerk reacting, if you spend your life knee-jerk reacting to everything, when you get older, it'll affect you physically. It'll mess with your sleep. It'll mess with your concentration. It'll mess with your relationships. It'll mess with your sexual function. Honestly, when you are preoccupied with other things, nothing works. Tony Merkel, founder, CEO of the Confessionals podcast, is with us tonight. Hey, Tony. Dude, I will tell you right now, I was a hothead. Man, when I was your age, I used to get in people's faces and stuff. I'm too old to be doing that now, but it was crazy. It was crazy. And to be able to calm down, that's one of the things that happens as you get older. You just you make a decision that you're going to calm, that foolery and fuckery is not going to solve anything. And you just approach things rationally, respond, don't react. Respond, don't react. Don't do a knee-jerk reaction. Let me go back to Tony Merkel. Tony Merkel has a podcast. Tony Merkel is a truck driver by trade, profession. He was driving truck, okay, and has an interest in paranormal and conspiracy theories and that kind of stuff. And he started a podcast called the Confessionals Podcast. And he stopped driving truck, former trucker, full-time podcaster right now. And that's what he does. So you want to check out the Confessionals Podcast. It's got a great thing going on, just on all the platforms. And yeah, just great stuff. Great stuff. Well, I'll tell you what, money is a lot. Don't tell me that. Money is a lot. And I have seen all those, like the Jeff Bezos, DiCaprio, I saw all that stuff. But I will tell you this. People who say money isn't everything usually don't have money. I've been broke and I've had money. And I'll tell you what, life is a hell of a lot easier when you have money. Being broke is no fun. You're a pain in the ass to everybody. It affects your attitude. You don't have a mindset of abundance. You're always wondering how you're going to pay your bills, where your next dollar's coming from. And if you're a single man and no money equals loser. Absolute loser. And you have to admit that. It's almost like AA. It's like, hi, my name is Bill. I'm an alcoholic. You need to say, hi, my name is Bill. I'm a loser. And I want to stop being a loser. But you have to say that. Those are the hardest damn words that you'll ever say. is that I'm a loser and I've made bad decisions and I want to stop and I want a new life and I want to do it now. It's a decision away. And then you have to, tomorrow morning when you wake up, you got to hit the ground running. But yeah, it's okay to seek money. Yep. Yeah, money's not everything, but try doing something without it. George Kellis, GK, says most winners have spent more time as losers. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? JB, healthy mind, healthy body, healthy wallet, retired at 43, thank God. Now 46, still retired. I hope you're still working, bro. Somehow, some way. I know you say you're retired. That doesn't mean you're on vacation. You were meant to work. You were meant to work. And retiring isn't about doing nothing. You need to do something. You need to be productive and you need to be accountable. You know? So if you're retired now, your job is to multiply your money. Man at work, money at work. Well, let me put it this way. Here's the hierarchy of making money. Man at work, men at work, money at work. If you're retired at 46, your job now is money at work. Yep. Definition of a loser is somebody who is not living up to their full potential as a man. Not living up, and they can do better. They make excuses why they can't or won't do it. Hold on one second. I'm checking a text here. I was going to see if Nadia wanted to come on tonight. Nadia is reporting the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. She just spent 5 days going to the courtroom every single day and listening to all the testimony, all the motions, and she is crushing it on her channel. You guys know New York Nadia? So, Nick the Greek, how did I get involved in life coaching? Well, I'm really not a life coach. I'm not a life coach. I'm a former therapist who now does coaching. I don't like calling myself a life coach. There's a bazillion life coaches out there that have zero credentials, and their whole thing is, I'm a life coach. Like took a I took a course over the weekend and now I'm a life coach. Yeah. So I was a therapist for a couple decades, involved in psychological assessments and all that kind of stuff. What I left it, I really don't like giving people diagnoses. I'd rather focus on people's futures than on their past. Yeah. Paul asks, how is Clearview? She is doing well. It is now, almost 8 o'clock. So for her, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm sure she is sound asleep, but she's doing well and beautiful as usual. Baby Snoop. Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it? Yeah. Could I help someone with a dual diagnosis, bipolar somatic disorder? No, no, it's not my thing. Andrew says, I retired at 46, now 52. My pension is bigger than my salary, and I'm loving renovating my cottage. That's my new job. That's cool. It's awesome. Scott, yeah, man, I got your messages today. Things are pretty jacked up, aren't they? It's crazy. John Hoover from Austin, Texas says, things that don't hang themselves: drywall, Christmas ornaments, and Jeffrey Epstein. That is true. We got to tell that to Nadia if she shows up on this channel tonight. I sent her a link. I don't. She could be out to dinner or something. We'll see. I'm pretty spontaneous. A lot of times people want to like plan things like way ahead. I'm like, look, if you're around when I send you a link, click the link. Boom. If not, not a big deal. So that's kind of how I operate. Did you enjoy the conversation? I don't want to say interview, because interview really does remind me of an interrogation. But did you enjoy the conversation that I had with Christina the other night? Did you learn something about the trucking industry? Every time I talk to her, I learn something new, because I know nothing about trucking. I know nothing. I have maybe 4 or 5 people I know that are truckers, and they don't talk a lot about their jobs. But and it might be mundane to them, but for someone like me, you know, who I don't get my hands dirty on my job. Like, I don't have that. I don't do like that kind of work. So I look at people like Christina and other truckers, and I say, teach me, tell me what you do. And I've always been inquisitive with people, and I like to know what people are doing. Ted says, good evening, George. My favorite teachers had decades of experience in their fields. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah, Ted, you're one of the OGs, man. You're one of the original homies on this channel. Crazy down in Chattanooga is with us. That's good. Eric A. Wolf says she's extremely smart, intelligent, grounded, and beautiful. Deciduous, disciplined. Appreciate your common sense, clarity, and an increasingly bizarre world. Yes, it is bizarre world. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, American Patriot, since I was Gray Bailey. That's right. Yeah. I think for what, the first 2, well, I'm going on 6, it'll be 6 years in February. And I think the first 2 years, the channel was Gray Bailey. Yeah. Georgia is in the house. Sitting in a hot tent in the middle of the forest in Manitoba, Canada. I would trade places with you in a heartbeat. I'd love to be in a hot tent right now, playing Othello with a friend, girlfriend, wife, playing a board game. It's so funny. I had a client today who's a retired lawyer, and he's a board game fanatic. He has thousands of board games, thousands of board games. And he goes to board game conventions and all this kind of stuff. And he just moved from Erie, Pennsylvania to kind of like the Ambler Springhouse area. And his games, it took over 350 moving boxes to move all his games. Did you hear me? 350 moving boxes. This is not furniture, books, clothing, knickknacks, stuff. Over 350 boxes to move just his games. You're playing backgammon with your wife. Oh, that's fun. See, that's cool. See, I would love that. But I'll tell you, I don't meet women that like camping. That's one of the things the women I know don't want to be in a tent. They want to be in a hotel. I think that's funny. What is the best strategy for Monopoly? I haven't played Monopoly in a while, but I used to win all the time. And that is get as many hotels as possible. Yeah, yeah. I think it's funny. I said, so what's really hot in the gaming world? And he said the board game Vinci is really huge in Europe. Vinci, like Da Vinci, Vinci. That's what he said. I guess that's how you would say it, Vinci. And he said that is the hottest game going right now. That has anyone ever heard of Vinci? Tracy says I enjoy tents and luxury hotels. Yeah, me too. I I love sleeping in a tent on an air mattress if it's warm. Yeah, you play dominoes, so that's cool. Joel Lewis, yeah, man, I keep it real, don't I? I didn't keep it real for a long time. Didn't keep it real. Yeah. What are my opinions on trade unions? Uh, I am I am part of a union. I did not. Let me put it this way: I did not like unions, and I think they have their downfall. And I think many times they protect the laziest and weakest link on the chain. Okay, but there was one time last year when I needed my union to kind of speak up for me, and I'm not a weak link on the chain. And I will tell you this, that my union went to work for me and helped me. So, yeah. So I'm mixed on unions, but I know they've helped me in the past, and I am currently a union member. But I'm not your typical union guy because I'm very critical of unions as well. Very, very critical. There's a super chat in there somewhere. Texas Red, a journeyman electrician on a new job in Lebanon, PA. I know Lebanon very well. I dated a girl from Lebanon for many years. The money gained from this job will fuel my passion to make trade tools, which will then snowball into other lifestyle inventions for young families and much more. That's cool. Do what makes money now so you can fund your options later. And you're doing exactly that. You nailed it. That statement right there literally embodies everything that I believe to be true about how you should pursue your career. 100%. You're planting seeds for the future. And you're creating residual income that will be coming in long after you are dead. After you've left this earth, your pursuits will still be bringing money into your estate. Smart man. Here we go. The trolls are out tonight. Hold on, let me just get this. I need to get a screenshot of this because this will be in court. Folks, this right here is the Manosphere. If you ever wanted to know what the Manosphere is, this is what it is right here. This is the Manosphere. The distinguished Manosphere, the leaderless, amorphous Manosphere. So there you go. Yeah, unions had their place at time, not so much now. Yeah. Have I ever thought of recording reading, recording audiobooks for money. I have thought of it. I have never done it, although I've narrated websites before, and I've done a ton of commercials. So, yeah. Good evening from Georgia. Texas, Red says, it took me 15 years of chasing my tail to finally know what I want to do. Yeah. Some of you might remember when I asked my father, who's 85 years old last year, who was giving me a haircut. My father also cuts hair. And I said, give me a word, Dad. Tell my audience something. Just give them just one piece of wisdom. And his exact words were this: it's later than you think. And I just about crapped myself when he said that. That was one of the most profound things I've ever heard. Out of all the things that he could have said, all his experiences that he's ever had in his life, my father is one of the most experienced people. Like, for instance, I'm going to give you an example of my father. Okay, so let's say this is a soaking wet rag. Okay, just drenched, saturated, and I ask you to wring it out. Okay, you go like this, and you say, "Here, it's wrung out." And I give it to another person and say, "Wring out this rag, this cloth." And then they would try it. Maybe 1 or 2 drops would come out. My father would be the kind of guy that would take this and wring this out and still get like another gallon of water out of it. No man has extracted more out of life than my father. This guy has the guy has lived 9 lives. I can't believe it. But out of all the things that he could say, he said, it's later than you think. And that was a trip that freaked me out and still freaks me out to this day, a year later. Favorite Christmas memories? When my grandparents would be with us for Christmas. That was my favorite time. Good evening from Slovenia, Michigan. Nick the Greek says, what keeps people from getting what they want most of all? What is the most important virtue of all virtues, in your personal opinion? Well, people get in their own way more than anything else. You have to just get out of your own way. You probably are the reason why you're not going any further. The roadblocks that you have in front of you. I remember I used to have a walking and running partner, Eva, beautiful gal. We used to go running in Valley Forge Park, and she was a runner. I'm not a runner. And Valley Forge Park has hills up and down, and we're running down a hill, and then in a very short time, it starts going back up again. And I remember mumbling under my breath something like, and this is so profound. This is like one of those things, like one of the top 100 statements that I've learned in my lifetime. I remember mumbling under my breath going, oh, more hills, as I'm running. And her response to me was so profound. She says, the hills are in your mind. And I just got more energy at that point. Like literally, I did not let the physical hill slow me down. Her thing was, this is a chick that was running. Like she ran every day. I'm not a runner. I'm a walker. I'm not a runner. This is like one of these chicks that runs, like 5-10 miles a day, gets the runner's high and all that stuff. I don't do that. I get the exact opposite. I don't get a high from running. The hills are in your mind. So for those that want to go far in life, what keeps you from getting what you want? Here. The hills are in your mind. Pills are in your mind. Ted, I've worked for many years for unionized companies and non-unionized companies, and your sentiment sounds about like mine. Yeah, yeah, exactly. JB says people open up in a barber's chair. I'm convinced it's energy, the hands working around the chakras. Yeah. Well, bartenders and hairstylists and barbers, you know. I never did the game of life. Never played that. No. Kettlebell Bear is with us. How are you, man? You quit the union at a huge cost, but I will not feed my enemy. Yeah. Crazy down in Chattanooga says, what are some of the soldiers in the GB Army goals for 2022? String Beard says, relatively new subscriber. I dig you muchly. Well, thank you, and I dig you muchly as well for being a subscriber. Yep. Kettlebell Bear says, the fear of success often outweighs the fear of the future. Yeah, absolutely. I used to know a guy that would drive around like high-end gated type community neighborhoods, like with houses that were a million and more, million and up. And he would just drive around and dream. And of course, he is there now with that. But one of his things that he did in his early years was drive around like that. Steve says, let's go, Brandon. I totally 100% agree. 100%. Jay Chris says, bartenders are underpaid shrinks. Boy, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Bartenders, hairstylists, and barbers. Absolutely. Yep. Corrado says, I was in sales most of my life. My business was sales driven, repeat sales. I had so many people open up and tell me things I didn't need to have shared with me. Yeah, I know. Trod says, if I like Trump, am I a racist? No, not at all. Trump employs, what, 350,000 people nationwide or worldwide. That's not a racist. That's a man who provides opportunity. Yep. Boy, this guy just keeps making up new. Here we go. This is the Manosphere, my friends. This is the Manosphere. So we just like to take screenshots of the Manosphere. So I hope the Department of Homeland Security takes care of you. Grind to shine. Good information, insight. Yep. Yep. Yeah, listening to Josiah Trenum, Father Josiah, I listened to a lot of his stuff. I've probably listened to most of what he has on YouTube. It's some of the most solid theological and philosophical stuff. To me, Josiah Trenum is 1,000 times better than Jordan Peterson. I think he's anchored and rooted. He's totally based. And if Josiah Trenum had a great publicist, he would be speaking in every theater and every lecture hall in America. That I guarantee. Yep. Michael Williams, The girl I've been dating for the last month ghosted me out of nowhere, so I've completely disconnected. Now it's back to the grind to become better. Yeah, Michael, uh, years ago, I used to say, eat steaks, lift weights, and spin plates. But make sure one of those plates is you. Make sure that you are plate number one. So a chick ghosts you, celebrate. Celebrate with a glass of bourbon, have a cigar, have a pipe, go work out on a Friday or Saturday night. It'll be you and 3 other people in the gym. Reward yourself with a great night's sleep. Get up early tomorrow morning, feel great. It's a wonderful way to be. It really is. America was always a country I wanted to emigrate to. I know it's a big place, but now with everything going on, I'm staying in Yorkshire. It's a bucket list dream, disappointingly unticked. Yeah, America's a great country. It's got its faults like every other country, but it's the freest country in the world, and there's more opportunity here than anywhere else in the world. And as far as the land is concerned, it's really a beautiful country. If you like mountains, there's mountains. If you like deserts, there's deserts. If you like beautiful architecture, there's just some magnificent cities. If you like coastlines, there's beautiful beaches. There's just so much too. There's rivers and lakes. I mean, America is just magnificent. Michael Manker showing kids the rings on the tree trunks to show how old the tree is. That's cool. They are never going to forget you, ever. When you impact a young mind like that, you are doing something for your future and the future of your children, your children's children. Forgive your mother video helped me out today. Yeah, you have to forgive your mother. Otherwise, that shit will eat you up. Nick the Greek says, as a therapist, did you find that many people cannot just find happiness due to conflicting beliefs? No, most people are too lazy and fearful. That's all. Has nothing about conflict. It's literally people are afraid to make a move. They're afraid to make a move. Will I grow my beard big again? You know, if I'll grow it like this, but I don't think I'm going to do the long all the way down to my belly thing anymore. I don't think so. Steve the Pigeon says, "How do you shrug off assholes so well?" Well, this is my 6th year on YouTube, and you get used to it. This is if assholes could fly, YouTube would be an airport. So you either just let it bother you, frustrate you, or you just kind of stop, drop, and roll. You just respond, don't react. That's all. Father Trifon, yeah, yeah, the red pill pastor, very familiar. Yeah, always marry someone that shares your politics. Absolutely, politics are values. You got to have similar values. Without similar values, you're unequally yoked. Yep. Tyler Johnson, heard you mention you're a knife guy. I am. I have a lot of knives. People have made me knives. And you're a maker in Ontario. I'd like to send you one if you'd like. Sure. Here's my thing with knives. A lot of times the handles are too short I like gripping a knife, like a fixed blade knife, with my entire fist. So the end of the knife, is here, and then the scabbard, or whatever they call that thing, is like right there, and then the blade. And what a lot of times people make handles that are just too small, too small. So yeah, but if you want to make me a knife, that's awesome. That's cool. I'd appreciate that. I'd take that. Email me, gb@georgebruno.com, and I will give you a place to send it to, and then we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll do a show, collaborate like this, and I can talk to you about knives and what got you into it. That would be cool. And the cool thing would be I would be holding the knife that you made in my hand, and you could, like doing a show and tell, but you could be describing to the audience what the handle is made of, the type of blade, the type of grind it is, and the usage and that kind of stuff. So you could do that. That'd be awesome. And never say you're just a fan, because everyone is a special. If you tune in here, you get respect. If you don't give respect, then just, people. Sometimes I'm fast to block. Sometimes I just give people enough rope to hang themselves. That's all. Dustin Clivington, how are you? You've been around a while. Hugh Janus, I don't believe in getting vaccinated for this thing. I don't believe that. So there's not enough. I see the aerial view of everything, and sociologically what's happening is bigger than a virus here. This is about control, 100% about control. Have I heard of Kevin Samuels? Well, I know Kevin heard of me because he was talking about me at one point, and someone told me that, and I've watched him on occasion. I don't watch him for very long. It's not my style, but I can respect a guy that's got 1 million followers. What can I say? He's doing something right because he has 1 million followers. I have 168,000. So, he's got 9 times more followers than I do. His audience is not my audience, not even close. But some of the crowd that I run with runs with him. So I'm sure he knows me. I know him. I know of him. I don't know him. He knows of me, and I know of him. And some people have criticized him, like people have criticized me. And you can just tell he's like really worried about it. You can tell I'm really worried about it too. I might not be able to visit Yorkshire because I'm not vaccinated. I won't get vaccinated, and I don't believe in vaccine passports, which means I'll stay in the United States very happily. John Mulaney says, as a new retiree, I'm learning how to play acoustic guitar. Love it. Yeah, man. It's medicine. When you play your own music, it's medicine. And when you start writing your own music and putting together your own chords and picking things in your own unique way, it's absolute medicine. You'll pick up the guitar after dinner and say, you're thinking, but I'm going to play the guitar just for an hour. You'll go into a room and close the door and just start strumming and picking and whatever. And then next thing you know, you look at the clock and it's like midnight. You're like, oh my God, I was in here for 4 hours playing. So yeah. I have a pretty crappy guitar right now. I sold all my guitars. I have a crappy guitar that is very difficult to play. So I am probably looking to get another guitar sooner or later. I don't know when. I don't know. If anyone has a guitar that they don't want, that's been sitting in the closet gathering dust, an acoustic guitar that's sitting in the closet gathering dust that happens to be a Martin made in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, send it to me by all means. I'll put it to good use, and I will sing a song. I will write a song and sing a song every Saturday night. If you send me your Martin guitar that was made in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. You like that? The show I had last year with the guy from Lithuania, actually, he is from Poland. That's Mike from Poland. Yeah. Marriage rates dropped to record low. Yeah. Have a deer antler fixed blade knife my dad gave me before he died. Fits well in the hand. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Very cool. Yeah, Dustin, man, I know you've been around here for years now. School wants to vaccinate your kids. Yeah, Lawrence, school's job is to educate kids, not vaccinate them. It's your job to do whatever you want with your children when it comes to values. That's why I say take your kids out of school. Homeschool your kids if you can. Kids are no longer educated, they're indoctrinated. Cold weather can cause blood clots and heart attacks. Now that's bullshit. It's been getting cold every year for millions of years. And people have blood clots and heart attacks 12 months out of the year. They don't have them more, you know. I will say this. I will say this, that I've never seen, put your boots on because the bullshit is very deep in the media right now regarding viruses, control, vaccines, and all that. Elliot Hulse, he is a friend. He is always worth watching. Absolutely. Tyler Johnson, that'd be awesome. Yeah. COVID has been detected in deer. Every animal has ailments, even the ones that you buy in the store. Nice, neat little packages with cellophane wrap. They all have diseases. Every single one. Yeah. Musician for years, only thing that keeps me going. I didn't see the Italian guy. No. Fender acoustic, Gibson. The nicest guitar that I ever had was a Tacoma, which of course is made in Tacoma, Washington. I like American-made guitars. I've had a lot of nice guitars. I've had Ovations. I've had Fenders. Uh, but the Tacoma was an acoustic electric that was beautiful. Oh my God. And I had a Roland, uh, probably about this big, had two speakers in it, and I put it on a stand, and it could fill up a church auditorium or church sanctuary when I used to lead worship music many years ago. And many of you don't know this, and I rarely talk about. I used to lead worship in church when I lived a more worthy life, and just kind of fell away. And I'm on my way back. Winging a Hog is with us. Cold weather causes ED too. Yeah, right. Exactly. You have a Tacoma DR38, excellent guitar. You bought it in 2003. Yeah, man. I love the Tacoma. I just I love the cut. I love the weight of it. I loved how I could just strum it, and I used light strings on it because I'm not a monster on it. I used really light strings on it, and I could play it in the next room and my kids wouldn't hear it because I played it just enough where I could hear it, practice, and the action was beautiful. Love it. Absolutely love it. Been fixing and repairing a 1994 F-150. I know that as soon as I read 1994 F-150, I pictured it. 2 gas tanks, great. Drives like a dream. What a great vehicle that is. What a great vehicle. Tracy Prince says, a wise man said, those who are capable of tyranny are capable of perjury to sustain it. That is a fact. Your daughter just started her first year as a 7th grade science teacher. She told me she was going to quit if they tried to mandate the shot. Her school district also requires masks and weekly tests. They're trying to cuck the United States. And the only way that you don't get cucked is when you put your foot down and say, no, no fucking way. Yep. Hanukkah time, Shabbat Shalom, good evening, and good night. Excellent. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate that. The Omicron name came from Futurama. There's an alien character that lives on a fiction planet called Omicron Persei 8. Any guidance, tips, feelings on nearly sexless marriages worth attempt at fixing or too late or move on? String beard, I'd say start working on yourself. I always say this. All right. Don't try to save the marriage, save yourself. When you save yourself and increase your value, that's the best thing you can do for a marriage. Okay? Make yourself sexually desirable. I've always said this. This sounds crude, and I've been actually excluded from certain events because I've said things like this, that be the man she wants to fuck, not the man that she wants to marry. Sounds horrible, doesn't it? But look at, all right, let me say it without saying the F-bomb. Be the man she wants to have sex with. Be the man that she truly, genuinely has the hots for, more than the man that she wants to be married to. Okay? So, but you do that for you. You build your body up for you. What you do is you increase your value. And the marriage value goes up when you increase your value. That's the first thing. Get up early in the morning, go to the gym, start losing any of the fat you have on your body. You'll have to get new clothes. You'll look better. Remember, clothes make the man, but muscles make the clothes. It's never too late, but if it's a sexless marriage, one guy said to me, he says, I haven't had sex with my wife in 5 years. My first response to him was, well, that doesn't mean she hasn't had sex in 5 years. He got so offended at that. But the reality is this, is that there's a possibility she might be getting it from somewhere else. Let's get real. Steve says there will be a new variant every year. I do believe that. I do believe that. As soon as they realize that we're onto their bullshit and that we're a little bit smarter than that, they're going to throw another curveball. You watch. Last year, everybody thought they were going to take one vaccine. You didn't think that. You never even heard the phrase fully vaccinated until about 6 months ago. Last year at this time, how do I know that? Because I journal and I look at things that I write. And people were talking about getting a vaccine, not getting fully vaccinated. You have a 91 Guild D35 and a 67 Guild. That's cool. Guess what? I have a 1960 guild. I have a 1960 guild, semi-hollow body. Red Starfire. Beautiful. Beautiful. I can play it like an acoustic, has just enough resonance where I can plug it in and it just is sick. Totally sick. It's a 1960 with a whammy bar on it. Yeah, the flu never came with marketing and branding. Exactly. Isn't that something? The 12 variants of Christmas. That's. However she let herself go to, it's just infuriating being rejected by an unattractive person who thinks you're even less attractive. Well, Stringbeard, I would tell you to just do exactly what I said. Start working out. Some people call that the 1,000-foot tow line. Picture a ship with a 1,000-foot rope towing another boat. And the big ship turns around, okay? It takes a while for the little ship has to follow it, and then eventually it'll turn around. You create, by you working out, you are creating that 1,000-foot tow line. You better yourself will help her better herself. That's how that works. Any advice for a man about to get his bachelor's degree? Bachelor's degree in what? Cake decorating? I don't know. Bachelor's degree in what? Well, it's Saturday night. It's getting late. Late for me, because I get up pretty early. Anyways, you guys are awesome. Let me just check my texts and see if anyone has texted. Okay, I am back. So, all right. No texts have come in. I hope everyone is doing well. And check out Father Josiah Trenum on YouTube. You'll learn more from watching his videos in a week than you will from any other person bloviating on YouTube. Want to check them out. And you guys are awesome. And as usual, you have a lot of choices here on YouTube, but you chose to spend a few minutes with me. And for that, I am thankful. Good night.